This patch contains a round of balance adjustments based on the Summer Championship and DreamHack Valencia, setting the stage for the upcoming Autumn Championship and also for the World Championship at BCX. The Battle Boot side air now allows less backwards acceleration, as this attack could previously be too evasive on miss. We've also increased the force of the Battle Boot's recovery to slightly bolster its relatively weak vertical knockout potential. The Blaster's neutral light and side light have received a minor reduction to their damage, bringing the overall rate of damage closer in line with other similarly long-range weapons. The side light has also received an increase in recover time on miss, granting a more reliable window to counter this attack. We've increased the time to hit and decreased the threat coverage of the neutral air to better match its range, defensive utility, and string potential. The Blaster's recovery now has less force to better match the distance it carries opponents before the final shot. We've decreased the hit window of the bow side air to decrease the timing leniency of this attack. The recover time on hit and on miss have been increased to maintain the frame advantage on hit and total duration of this attack. The cannon neutral light now has greater recover time on miss and less threat coverage on the second blast, granting wider opportunities to counter this attack. We've also decreased the size of the down air's grounded blast to open wider angles of approach against this attack. The Gauntlet side air now has less stun, giving a shorter window to confirm team combos and wider opportunities to escape from follow-up attacks. The Hammer neutral light has received a decrease to its recover time on miss to better match its relatively low range and threat coverage. We've increased the Qatar neutral light's recover time on miss to allow for a greater window to counter this attack. The Qatar neutral air now allows less acceleration for more reliable counterattacks, as it could previously be too evasive on miss. The Rocket Lance downlight now allows for a wider angle of directional influence for more reliable and varied escapes from team combos involving repeat use of this attack. The Scythe neutral air now has greater recover time on miss and allows less acceleration on miss, as this attack could previously be too evasive. We've decreased the force of cross side blasters, down blasters, and neutral gauntlets to better match their short total duration and utility in team combos. Cross neutral gauntlets has also received an increase in minimum charge time. Nash's side hammer now has slightly greater force to better match its stationary nature and relatively short range. Magyar's down hammer now has greater force and damage to better match its lengthy time to hit and highly telegraphed threat. Mirage's down scythe now deals less damage and has less threat coverage to offset its high degree of utility. Mirage's down spear now has a greater minimum charge time and less damage to better match its overall utility and threat coverage. Onyx side cannon now has greater minimum charge time, greater recover time on miss, and less force to better match its overall threat coverage and utility. Onyx neutral gauntlets now has less force to better match its overall threat coverage. We've decreased the force of Onyx side gauntlets to better match the distance it carries opponents, and some of that lost power has been shifted into the form of increased damage. Onyx down gauntlets now has greater minimum charge time to better match its priority and range. Red Raptor's down battle boots now has greater recover time on miss to better match its sizable threat coverage and utility. We've increased the damage and force of Reno's down orb for greater reward that better matches its niche usage and tricky placement. Tezuka's down battle boots now has less threat coverage towards the rear of the user, granting a wider escape path when trying to land behind or dodge through this signature. Ulgrim's down axe now has greater recover time to increase the risk of this wide and powerful attack. Wushong's down gauntlets have received a reduction to its damage, bringing it closer in line with other similar attacks. We've also slightly decreased the force of Wushong's side spear to better match its quick total duration.